All right, how about this? We were talking about this before. Beneath the waves off of Delaware's coast, a hidden transformation is taking place. Retired ships and even New York City subway cars are being sunk into the region to create a habitat on an otherwise barren seafloor. And the newest vessel just went down earlier this month. I can't wait to see this. So joining us now is Jordan Zimmerman, Fisheries Section Administrator with the Delaware Department of Natural Resources and Environmental Control. Jordan, thank you so much, sir, for joining us. I appreciate it this afternoon.
My pleasure. Good to be with you.
Yeah, so let's talk about this ship that just went down. What was it, and how did you guys do it?
Okay, so the Calcasieu Pass, I believe it started its life in 1982, and it was used to help with oil and gas exploration in the Gulf of America. It was then sold to a menhaden processing facility used to capture menhaden bait fish that are used for reduction, fish oil, pills, fish meal, etc., until it was finally decommissioned. We came across the vessel, and as of last week, it's sitting at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean off the coast of Delaware.
That's awesome.
It's actually cool to see these ships and subway cars get a new lease on life in the water. Talk a little bit about the subway cars, too, because I think some of those images are what's going viral on social media. How many subway cars do you have down there at this point?
Yes, so it's a little ironic in the case of what we just sunk, because that vessel spent many years scooping fish up out of the water, and now it's providing essential habitat for those fish. But our reef program started to come into play in 1995, and in 2001, the Redbird subway cars from New York City that really kind of put our program on the map. We had a situation where there were a lot of them available. Other states weren't taking them due to certain concerns. We jumped on board. We were the first ones in line. And I think our initial deployment was over 400 of those subway cars. We now have roughly 1,300 on our various reef sites.
Holy
we have
cow.
14 sites permitted throughout Delaware Bay and Atlantic Ocean. All but 2 have reefing materials on them right now. We have one that's 55 miles offshore that we permitted just in case maybe an aircraft carrier or something really large became available. We'd need, a bigger area and deeper water to put that in.
Wow, and then how do you get these cars? Is New York City just like take them off our hands, or do you have to purchase them?
Well, it's kind of a beneficial reuse. So obviously there are materials in these various transportation items that are of some value. When it came to the Redbird reefs, they had additional material that was of no value and kind of scared some people off, and that being the asbestos insulation in the walls of the vehicle. They couldn't ship those to other countries or sell them to other countries because of the asbestos concern. But once the EPA approved them for reef use, the water essentially binds the asbestos. It can't go airborne, perfectly safe.
Right, that's awesome.
And we were first in line, luckily, and that really jumpstart the program. But since then, we've sunk a lot of things. We've sunk military vessels, tracked vehicles like tanks and whatnot. We have an old casino boat, a former Cape May ferry,
cool.
the Twin Capes, and various menhaden boats. We have a scallop boat out there. So a little bit of everything. Chunk concrete is great reef material. It's a little more porous than the other structures, so invertebrates and shellfish can really attach to that pretty quickly.
Yeah, Jordan, real quick before I let you go, I'm assuming it's for fish habitats for sure. How do you get the ships to go down? Do you blow them up? How do you do that?
No, it is actually very interesting. So these are prepped in a port by the salvage company, our contractor. They're towed out to the site, and we want them to go down intact, kind of the way they're floating before we start putting water to them. We'll start pumping the bilge to get even distribution of the weight, open the sea valves in the hull of the vessel, and also sometimes cut some panels through the hull to help it sink a little faster.
Got it.
But the key is getting it, from bow to stern to sink evenly so it sits properly on the bottom.
Not as fun as I thought it would be. I'm thinking Acme TNT, but boom, and all of a sudden it's just down. But no, it's I know it has to be controlled.
Unfortunately, no. But
Jordy,
we get settlement of fish and invertebrates on them pretty quickly. I don't. Maybe that wouldn't happen with dynamite.
Right. No, you're probably right about that. Jordan, it's a fascinating situation. I love it out there. And real quickly, how far off the coast are these being dumped?
So the farthest one, the one I spoke of for the future aircraft carrier, if we ever come across one's 55 miles. But our two most popular in the ocean are 13 and roughly 26 to 30 miles off the coast of Delaware.
That's so cool. Well, Jordan, thank you so much for sharing that stuff with us as well. I'd like to talk to you again. I want to see what it looks like when you guys are all set and all done.
Great. Look forward to it. Thanks for having me.
All right, Jordan. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Thanks for the time.